हेलो हाँ जी बंद करो लाइट नहीं ये लैपटॉप खोले थे
अच्छा लैपटॉप
शुरू।
खोले थे।
हाँ
चलिए सर प्लीज।
Good afternoon, everybody. Today's topic of discussion is disaster management with reference to floods. First of all, I will discuss what is a disaster. A disaster is any sudden event that causes great loss of life and human property. Sudden means it occurs within a fractions of seconds, and as a result, that leads to death of large number of people. Difference between hazard and a disaster. Hazard is any event that has the potential of causing harm and loss of property. And disaster is the actual event that causes loss of property and loss of life. For example, if we talk about sparkling of light, that is a hazard. If that leads into fire, that is a disaster. That damage is larger. Similarly, if we talk about earthquake in any desert area, so like in deserts, there is dispersed settlements. Population density is very sparse. As a result, there is not large scale deaths or huge loss of property. But if such earthquake occurs in a city, that leads to large scale deaths and large loss of property. What is disaster management? Disaster management is simply how we manage any disaster. It includes two stages. Number one is that before the occurrence of any disaster, what are we preparing? And number second is after the occurrence of disaster, how to manage the things and how to provide the instant relief to the victims, and what are the steps taken by the government to give relief to the victims. Types of disaster. On the basis of origin, there are two types of disaster: natural disaster and anthropogenic disaster. Natural disasters are those disasters whose origin is due to some natural process like earthquake, volcano, or landslide, or floods or hurricanes. Similarly, anthropogenic disasters are those disasters which are originated due to human action, like Bhopal disaster or Chernobyl disaster. Bhopal disaster was due to release of methyl isocyanate gas, and Chernobyl disaster was a nuclear disaster in Ukraine, erstwhile Soviet USSR. Floods. A flood is an overflow of water that submerges nearby land that is usually dry. Causes of floods. There are two causes of floods, mainly physical and human. If we talk about physical factors, the number one factor is heavy rainfall. Due to heavy rainfall, the amount of water in the channel of the river increases, and when the river cannot hold such large amount of water, the water overflows and submerges the land, the agricultural lands which are nearby or the settlements may be there, and as a result, it leads to even deaths and property, loss of property. Second is large catchment area. Catchment area means that specific area from which a river or any stream collects its water. If we talk about Ganga, it has a very large catchment area. It has various tributaries. So the water which flows finally into Ganga is very large. That is why Ganga causes various floods in Uttar Pradesh, even in Bengal and Bihar as well. Improper drainage system. The floods
रुको आ रहा हूँ
The floods which were in Chennai in probably in 2013 or 15, that was due to improper drainage system. The water does not have a proper path so that it can evacuate from the region. Next is tropical cyclone. Tropical cyclones are formed due to convergence of northeast trade winds and southeast trade winds. And as these winds are very rich in water, so they lead to heavy rainfall. And as the amount of water increases in river, that leads to heavy floods. Next is cloud burst. Cloud burst means sudden heavy downpour. As a result, Similarly, the amount of water increases in the flood and it cannot hold, so it overflows and that leads to loss of death, loss of life and human property. The last one in physical factors is steep slope. In steep slope, what happens? There is fast flow of water. If we plant trees there, then plants or trees hinder the velocity of water, and so in this way we can reduce the impact of flood. If we talk about human factor, deforestation, as I just explained, deforestation means cutting down of trees. So cutting down of trees, it will lead to the fast flow of water. Next is siltation. Siltation means the deposition of sediment in the beds of river. So as a result, the water has now a little cross section to flow, so it overflows. Third is shifting cultivation. It is related to deforestation. As in shifting cultivation, tribal people or mainly people living in northeastern state, they cut down the trees. As a result, it does not hinder the speed of water, and so the velocity of moving water is large and it leads to loss of life and property. Next is breaking of levees. Levees are natural embankments which are on either side of the river, and whenever any levees break, actually the main function of levees is to restrict the flow of water into the channel, but when it breaks, it leads to disastrous floods. Similarly, breaking of dams. It is somewhat related to breaking of levees. Like in dams, the main function of dam is to regulate the speed of water. Like it is shown in Mohenjo-daro movie that the dam got broken and there was disastrous floods. Last is urban drainage basins. Mainly in urban areas, drainage basins are made of concrete, and as a result, water cannot percolate downward. So that also leads to floods in some areas. Flood prone areas of India. Like Uttar Pradesh is the highly affected by flood. 21.9% of the total area of India affected by flood is in Uttar Pradesh. Similarly, in Bihar, it is 12.71. In Assam, it is 9.4. In West Bengal, 7.91. In Odisha, 4.18, and others if we take into account 43.9. And the main rivers, like we see, Ganga is mainly responsible for the floods in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. And if we talk about Brahmaputra, as we know that Brahmaputra has a very large catchment area, and also this is the region of very heavy rainfall because it is near the Bay of Bengal and the winds move from Bay of Bengal to the upper course of Brahmaputra, and that is why even its discharge is higher, even highest in India. Consequences of floods. It destroys valuable crops every year, and even damage of heavy infrastructure is there. Millions of people become homeless, and even many people along with their cattle are washed down in rivers, like it happened in the floods of Bihar and Bengal. And it causes waterborne diseases as well, like typhoid fever, cholera and hepatitis A. And there is one positive aspect regarding floods that is floods deposit fertile silt over agricultural fields, that is known as khadar, and which is good for the cultivation. Flood control and management. Flood forecasting. Number 1. Flood forecasting means it is the duty of the authorities to forecast the happening of any disaster, in this case flood, so that the people can evacuate those lands and move to some other land. Reduction of runoff. Runoff means the flow of water. How we can reduce the velocity of runoff? By planting the trees. Construction of reservoirs, dams and reservoirs, so that we can regulate the speed of water. Construction of embankment. Like I already explained, the function of embankments is to restrict the flow of water into the channel. Floodplain zoning. Floodplain zoning means some areas are highly prone to floods and some are less prone to floods. So it is the duty of the authorities to demarcate such regions and to evacuate those regions before the occurrence of any disaster. In this case, we take flood. Afforestation mainly in hilly regions. In hilly regions, there is steep slope, so there will be heavy flow of water. Means the rate of water flow is high. So what we can do? We can plant the trees so that it will reduce the speed, it will reduce the rate of the flowing water, cleaning up of riverbeds. So like it is related to siltation, because the cross section available to water becomes low when there is siltation. So it is the duty of the government to clean up the riverbeds, like is going on in Ganga. Interlinking of rivers. Interlinking of rivers, even there is a project going on regarding interlinking of rivers. So the main thing in interlinking of rivers is that the water, if the amount of water increases in any river, it gets distributed to other rivers as well. And last is proper drainage system. Like I already mentioned, the Chennai floods, that was due to improper drainage system. So we can have proper drainage system that will reduce the impact of floods. What to do if flood occurs? The first thing is, first of all, you do not need to go into the flooded regions. If you have to go, then you need to have a stick so that you can check the firmness of any ground so that there is no depression, otherwise you may fall down. Next is, do not drive into flooded areas, otherwise what will happen if the flooded water surrounds your car, then the car will float. So what you can do, you can just simply leave your car there and you need to move to higher ground. Next is, if you are wet, then do not touch any electrical equipment, because water is a good conductor of heat or electricity and you may get shocked. Beware of areas where floodwaters have receded, because where floodwaters have receded, roads may have weakened, and if you are driving in a car, so that due to the weight of car, the road may collapse or any bridge may collapse. The last one is, turn off all the switches on the electricity board and disconnect all the electrical appliances. These are some of the recent floods which occurred in India, like Kashmir flood which occurred in 2014, Gujarat flood 2015, Chennai flood 2015, Assam flood mainly due to the Brahmaputra river in 2016, and recently in 2017 Bihar and West Bengal, in Mumbai as well, and like the Kerala flood in 2018, which was mainly due to the heavy monsoon. These are some of the government policies on floods. Policies, number one, policy statement, which was in 1954, High Level Committee on Floods policy statement, and then National Flood Commission was constituted in 1980, and National Water Policy in 1987, 2002 and 2012. Thank you.